Long before the rise of famous philosophers, powerful city-states, and heroic warriors, the earliest chapters of ancient Greece began quietly among rocky hills, sparkling coastlines, and scattered islands across the Aegean Sea. Life unfolded in small settlements where people learned to work with the land, explore the sea, and build traditions that would someday shape one of the world's most influential civilizations. Each morning, sunlight shimmered on white-topped waves as fishermen prepared their boats, farmers tended their terraced fields, and children awoke to the smell of warm bread baking in clay ovens. Geography played a huge role in shaping early Greek life. Rugged mountains separated communities, making travel difficult but encouraging each settlement to develop its own customs, leaders, and ways of living. Between these mountains stretched narrow valleys where families planted olives, grapes, and barley in soil carefully carved into steps along the hillsides. Children often climbed the rocky paths between terraces, their sandals tapping lightly as they helped carry baskets of fruit or jars of fresh water from distant springs. Surrounded by the endless sea, early Greeks became skilled sailors. Small wooden boats dotted the coastline, their sails fluttering like wings as crews set off to fish, trade, or explore nearby islands. Even young children watched with excitement as boats drifted away from shore, imagining what lay beyond the horizon: mysterious lands, strange animals, and people who spoke different languages. These voyages connected Greece to distant cultures, allowing ideas, goods, and stories to travel across the waves. Farming remained the steady heartbeat of daily life. Families woke before sunrise to tend olive groves, prune grapevines, and lead goats or sheep to graze along the hillsides. The land was rocky and challenging, but people worked patiently, using simple tools of wood and stone to coax crops from the soil. Harvest seasons brought families together to gather ripe grapes for wine, press olives for oil, and celebrate the year's hard work with music, food, and laughter that echoed across the valley. Within small villages, homes were built from stone and sun-dried clay, arranged in winding clusters connected by narrow dirt paths. Inside, families shared cozy rooms decorated with woven mats, clay pots, and simple wooden furniture. Children played in shaded courtyards, building tiny models of boats, pretending to herd goats, or listening to elders tell stories about ancient spirits, brave hunters, and the creation of the world. Every home, no matter how modest, felt warm, lively, and filled with the spirit of community. Early Greek religion grew from people's close connection to nature and the world around them. Families believed powerful gods lived on mountain tops, guided storms, protected farmland, and influenced the tides. They offered baskets of fruit, jugs of olive oil, or small clay figurines during simple ceremonies held near sacred springs, ancient trees, or smooth stone altars. Children watched with reverence as smoke from burning herbs drifted upward, imagining the gods receiving each gift with approval. Craftsmanship blossomed as communities expanded. Potters shaped elegant jars with curved handles, decorated with swirling lines, sea creatures, and scenes of daily life. Metalworkers hammered bronze into tools, blades, pins, and jewelry that glimmered in flickering firelight. Weavers created cloth patterned with stripes and shapes inspired by nearby mountains or rushing waves. Young apprentices practiced patiently, learning the techniques that would one day help them support their families and proudly contribute to village life. Trade emerged as an exciting part of early Greek culture. Merchants traveled between islands carrying baskets of olives, wine, clay pottery, and woolen cloth. In return, they brought back tin, copper, fragrant spices, and colorful beads from faraway lands. Markets near busy harbors bustled with chatter as people gathered to buy goods, taste new foods, and hear travelers describe distant coasts. Children listened wide-eyed, dreaming of becoming sailors, merchants, or explorers who could see the world beyond their own shores. Music and storytelling were treasured arts that filled evenings with wonder. Families gathered around flickering oil lamps to hear elders sing ancient songs accompanied by soft notes from wooden lyres. Storytellers recited tales of legendary creatures lurking in deep forests, mighty heroes who battled monsters, and gods who shaped the world through triumphs and rivalries. Children sat entranced, letting their imaginations soar as stars twinkled above the rooftops like tiny guiding lights. Animals played important roles in village life. Goats provided milk for cheese, sheep offered wool for warm clothing, and chickens supplied fresh eggs each morning. Children learned to care for these animals with gentle hands, feeding them, cleaning their shelters, and watching newborn kids wobble on shaky legs. Along the cliffs, seabirds swooped gracefully over the waves, while dolphins sometimes left beside fishing boats, a magical sight that always filled young hearts with excitement. As generations passed, early Greek communities grew more organized. Leaders emerged to help settle disputes, plan festivals, and coordinate protection against rival groups or wild animals. Simple meeting spaces appeared, open courtyards where adults discussed farming schedules, trade opportunities, or village improvements. Children observed quietly, learning how cooperation, fairness, and clear communication kept their settlements strong and united. Despite challenges such as rocky soil, seasonal storms, and limited farmland, the people of early Greece developed remarkable resilience. They learned to adapt, explore, and rely on both the land and the sea to support their growing world. Through patience, creativity, and determination, they laid the foundations for ideas and traditions that would one day inspire philosophers, artists, scientists, and storytellers for thousands of years. And so, the earliest days of ancient Greece began not with grand temples or famous heroes, but with humble villages nestled between mountains and sea. These beginnings were filled with curiosity, hard work, and imagination, qualities that would guide the Greeks as they built one of history's most vibrant and influential civilizations. From the rugged mountains to the sparkling coastlines, early Greek communities continued to grow and evolve, shaping a world filled with curiosity, courage, and boundless creativity. Villages nestled between cliffs and valleys slowly transformed into lively towns where farmers, sailors, storytellers, and young dreamers all played important roles. Each morning, the rising sun bathed the hills in warm gold, awakening roosters, fishermen, and children eager to explore another day in this ever-changing land. Travel became a central part of life as people ventured across hills, plains, and narrow paths that linked one settlement to another. Shepherds guided flocks along rocky routes, while traders traveled by foot or by boat, carrying olive oil, pottery, wool, and small carved ornaments. Whenever travelers arrived in a town, children gathered around them, wide-eyed as they listened to tales of distant islands, mysterious forests, and strange customs observed across the sea. These stories helped shape a shared identity, connecting far-flung communities like branches of a growing family tree. Coastal towns grew especially busy as ships set sail across the Aegean Sea. Fishermen cast nets into shimmering waters at dawn, their boats rocking gently as seabirds circled overhead. Skilled sailors learned to read the wind, stars, and waves, guiding wooden vessels to nearby islands where trade flourished. Children loved watching these ships disappear over the bright horizon, imagining adventures filled with unknown lands, friendly strangers, and treasures hidden beneath the waves. Inside each town, craftsmen worked from sunrise to sunset, shaping the character of early Greek life through their remarkable skills. Potters spun their wheels with steady hands, painting swirling designs on bowls and jars that told stories of animals, waves, or mythic creatures. Metalworkers hammered glowing bronze into knives, tools, ornaments, and tiny figurines used in family rituals. Woodcarvers shaped plows, furniture, and toys, while weavers created patterned cloth using wool dyed with earthy or vibrant colors. Young children often peeked into workshops, hoping one day to master these crafts and contribute their own talents to the community. Family homes were simple yet full of warmth. Stone walls kept rooms cool in summer and protected them during cold winter nights. Kitchens filled with the scent of baking bread, simmering vegetable stews, grilled fish, and herbs gathered from nearby hillsides. Families shared meals on low wooden tables, passing bowls of olives, figs, or cheese while sharing stories about their day. Evenings were peaceful moments where parents taught children small lessons about honesty, kindness, and perseverance, values that helped communities remain strong and united. Spiritual life blossomed as families honored various gods and goddesses who represented aspects of nature, wisdom, and daily life. People believed mountains, trees, rivers, and even gentle breezes held divine presence. Small family altars displayed clay figurines, flowers, or bits of food offered with gratitude. During festivals, citizens decorated the streets, played music, and performed dances meant to honor the gods. Children skipped excitedly between adults, watching solemn rituals transform into joyful community celebrations filled with laughter and music. Music, storytelling, and poetry became the heart of cultural life. Lyre players plucked soft melodies as storytellers recited ancient myths about heroic warriors, clever tricksters, and powerful gods who shaped the world with their actions. These tales were more than entertainment, they carried lessons about bravery, wisdom, friendship, and the consequences of choices. Children listened with shining eyes, imagining themselves climbing mountains with heroes or sailing across stormy seas guided by the stars. Agriculture flourished across hills and valleys. Farmers planted barley, wheat, grapes, and rows of silver-leafed olive trees that slowly grew into sprawling orchards. Herds of goats and sheep grazed on rocky slopes, providing milk, wool, and meat for families. Children learned to carry baskets, gather wild herbs, or help chase wandering goats back to their pens. The rhythm of farm life taught patience, responsibility, and deep appreciation for the land that sustained every family. As settlements expanded, new ideas blossomed, ideas about community, fairness, and leadership. Local councils gathered in open spaces to discuss important matters, from water distribution to trade disputes. Elders shared wisdom gained from experience, helping guide their communities with steady judgment. Young people who watched these discussions learned that thoughtful cooperation was essential for peace and that every voice, even a small one, could contribute to the greater good. Schools began to take shape in simple but meaningful ways. Teachers guided children through lessons in storytelling, numbers, music, exercise, and basic reading. Young learners practiced writing symbols on wax tablets, recited poetry, and ran outdoor exercises to build strength and discipline. Education encouraged curiosity, helping children question, imagine, and seek knowledge in a world full of mysteries waiting to be explored. Animals played many roles in early Greek life. Donkeys carried heavy loads along narrow paths, goats climbed steep slopes with playful leaps, and loyal dogs guarded homes at night. Birds chirped from rooftop beams, while fishers' cats prowled near boats hoping for scraps of freshly caught fish. Children formed strong bonds with animals, learning that compassion and responsibility were key to caring for creatures that shared their world. The landscape itself shaped much of Greek life. Mountains offer protection, but also limited travel, encouraging communities to develop independent customs and unique identities. Deep valleys provided fertile land, while open seas connected even distant settlements through trade and exploration. Each community developed its own dances, stories, crafts, and traditions, creating a beautifully diverse yet interconnected early Greek world. Despite hardships such as storms, rocky soil, or sudden droughts, families remained resilient. They supported one another, shared tools, rebuilt damaged homes, and pooled resources during difficult times. This spirit of cooperation formed the backbone of early Greek society, preparing communities to face future challenges with unity and determination. And so, the early chapters of ancient Greece unfolded like a vibrant tapestry woven from courage, creativity, curiosity, and shared dreams. From mountain paths to bustling harbors, from humble homes to lively gatherings, each day brought new discoveries and new opportunities to learn and grow. These early Greek communities laid the first stones of a civilization that would go on to shape art, philosophy, storytelling, and history itself, proving that even the simplest beginnings can lead to wonders that echo through time.